do Hickey to stay up there. Looks like a little bow on top of my head. Anyways. I have literally been working in the office all day. It was a little challenging. I have to be honest. Delilah wanted to sit there, whimper, and cry. So I pulled a chair and put her blanket in the chair. She didn't want to sit in the chair. She jumped out of the chair. So I brought in a different blanket, a thicker blanket, put it on the floor, and put some toys, some of her favorite toys on there. And of course, she did whimper a little bit, but then I've stuck her in my lap and she didn't like the lap. She didn't like me typing, not holding her, and stuff like that. So then she was uncomfortable. She wouldn't sit down. So she finally went over to her blanket that had all the toys on it and decided to fall asleep. So I actually got several good solid hours of work completed today. And so I was looking around. I just got out of the shower. I'm just like, today's been a long day for it being a Sunday. It's been a pretty long day for Bullhorn Betty. I hope everybody's doing wonderful. As you're coming in, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way in. Happy Sunday evening, y'all. I know you guys are doing amazing because we went to church today and we read the language of letting go, and we're just feeling all kinds of good. So, Kendra, it's nice to see you. Me and you, our beautiful, sweet misery. It's nice to see you, my love. Donna, Chris, Tippy Toe, Patricia, MJ, it's nice to see you. Cindy and Samantha. Sheena, hey, 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 Mr. and Mrs. Car Guy. We've got metal ass in the house. I know that's what it's got to say. It chuckles me now that I kind of get it. Am I right? Just tell me if I'm right. Vicky, it's nice to see you in house. Kelly, it's nice to see you. Karma's mom. Bobby, hey, honey. Forever, Nikki's mom. Wendy, it's nice to see you. Our beautiful Pussy Willow Pendercat. Wow, that's a mouthful. Cheryl, Love Lakers, it's nice to see you. Tori, Just Debbie up in the house. Judy, it's nice to see you. Stephanie, Marla, hey. Callie Boy's in the house. I knew I was right. I crack myself up. What can I say? What can I say? Tony's up in the house. Hey, 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 hey. Well, looky. I spy with my little eye. It's nice to see you, my love. Butterfly, brown-eyed girl, it's nice to see you as well. Cindy, Michelle, Cynthia, it's nice to see you, my love. I hope you're doing well. Ginger girl up in the house. Tori Banks became the newest member of this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club. You know what? I need to go back there and find out what in the world is going on with the membership names. That is really getting in my crawl space. It certainly is, because we did the whole thing. I never noticed that until just recently. And it's literally driving me absolutely nutty. How do your levels are approved? Okay, so yeah, so why isn't it showing? Huh. They approved my new light roast, medium roast, dark roast, and espresso. So I don't understand why it's still coming in bronze on this end. I'm sorry. Does it say light and light roast and medium roast? I'll have to reach out to them and find out. I hope I'm not stuck with those bronze blah blah blah. We had a whole voting contest. It's changed in the system. I don't know why it's not changed on here. Beverly, it's nice to see you. Maddie Dawn, Meganels. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Please forgive me. Georgia Patriot Woman, it's nice to see you. What is that? IN? Good evening. Cheeky Chops up in the house. It's nice to see you. I keep losing my membership. Well, we don't want that to happen. Jenna Kane, it's nice to see you. Hello. I hope you guys are all doing well. The Real Me Too, Peggy, Sorta Morta, Joyful Dolphin. Love it. Love it. I hope I've said hi to every Jared. It's nice to see you. I hope I said hi to everybody. If I missed you, I really do apologize. It happens sometimes. It happens. What the hell? I'm not medium roast. No, you're not. Nobody is. I don't know. I don't know. What is going on? I don't know. I'll have to figure out. I'll reach out to creator support to see if there's anything else I need to do and why it's not showing up that way. I don't know. It was fun picking them out, though. It was fun picking them out. So we do have a better name recognition on this crime stories one. I think we've got like Bedhead Betty. I don't know what Betty you want to be. Bedhead Crew. I can't remember what's over there. It's funny though. Hey Sue, it's nice to see you. I didn't mean to rhyme, but it just works. It works. So we've been covering the case of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers for a significant amount of time. And we only had an opportunity to really do one tour out there, and it was kind of cut short because I had a political event that I needed to go to. And I had learned of it after I had already started embarking on the trip. So we haven't had a lot of on the ground as we would in a normal case, like the Idaho 4. The first time we went out there was for a week. And we packed that week as much work and searches and, following whatever leads law enforcement was giving us, and constantly letting people know about, there was literally law enforcement everywhere you turned. You couldn't get away from law enforcement. Law enforcement was everywhere. So we showcased that. We did get to see a lot of activity going on at the home. We had the opportunity to watch them tow the cars away. It was really somber and sad out there. But what I'm trying to say is that we go out there and we really work for, weeks at a time. And that was our first tour. We did a second tour out there. And so I've only got 4 days into this area, maybe 5. If you want to count the day that Tony and I were able to go out and do some drone work. But other than that, there's really not a whole lot of time that I've on the ground invested in this particular matter. So I'm hoping that changes because we need to find out what's going on. Either way, we've had a lot of chaos, a lot of intentional misinformation campaigns out there to really throw people. We've had to work overtime to literally fact check everything because it's like everybody has just jumped on this bandwagon, and I don't know if they're all part of this group that used to share legit information and now it's just constant bad information being shared in this group or something. But it seems like a whole bunch of content creators, even ones like Michelle After Dark, that has kind of got on the bandwagon of being disrespectful, not really following the information, making a whole host of claims that aren't supported by any type of fact. But it is her opinion. She is entitled to it. But what I'm trying to say is that this case has been littered with a lot of misinformation, and a lot of misinformation from a lot of creators. And so I really want to bring this back to Sebastian Rogers. And so for the last few days, we really have been going back to the beginning. Debbie, it's nice to see you. Kim, Michelle, hey. It's really nice to see you guys. And we've been going back to the beginning because a lot of people either weren't a part of the case at the beginning, or there was things that were missed at the beginning because, again, at the beginning, the community only thought this was a missing person. It hadn't even gotten out to to social media, or really outside of the Sumner County area, maybe some surrounding areas, but the story wasn't getting too far, is what I'm saying. And then all of a sudden, a lot of people started paying attention to this, and it's like, it's just weird because there's no way that a lot of these people really got this wrong, especially about Seth. Because I looked at all of the information related to Seth, and it was either manufactured or chopped up so bad that you didn't even know where these assertions came from. Were they affidavits? Were they in orders and findings at the court? And when you start stripping all that away, you realize that these are just baseless allegations in affidavit form. And we know how affidavits work. Whoever's writing it under penalty of perjury can lie, right? So so the court needs to have a finding of the court. That means they need to read the affidavit and see the supporting evidence that supports the information in that affidavit. And when they can't find that, it's unfounded. So a lot of people are very angry over this man over a few things that were taken out of context and not founded by a court. It was just a smear. Then there was the intentional misinformation of facts in the case. A lot of people want to discredit what was happening before law enforcement shut down, because they were a lot more vocal before right around the landfill search, and then when they took a different direction in the case, and then I think they had a few targeted searches, ground searches, that they had done, after that. But at some point they stopped doing really any targeted searches, and it kind of went to the wayside. But prior to that, and not just to the wayside, but just shutting down, not talking to media, not giving any type of updates, just, trying to, I guess, just silence everybody, right? They just wanted to get shoveled under a rug or something like that. I don't know. I mean, that's just how it appears to me. It doesn't mean that that's what they're doing. It's just, how it appears. Hey, Seth, it's nice to see you. So we have misinformation on Seth. We have misinformation about details of this case. We have a whole lot of chaos being created that's now trying to be quieted down. We've all heard it. I heard the clips as well. So I can't disagree. I think everybody needs to chill the F out, if you ask me, and get focused back on Sebastian. Because right now, there's only a few creators that really have Sebastian's, interest at heart, not just the story itself. So what I always do when things start getting really chaotic and really nutso out there on the streets is I actually start going back to the beginning, because the beginning, those first few days, especially up to the 8th day when it took a turn for different whatever, the law enforcement there was some weird things going on by day 8 where they just officially said they're scaling back the searches and things like that. Well, before that, we still had a lot of people yapping, and that's what we want. That's what we want. So we're right about, I can't remember where we were. I think we were at the Amber Alert. So we were at March 1st. We went to February 26th and read the articles and everything associated with the immediate release when Sebastian Rogers went missing. And then we watched the next day of more news organizations being out there and a lot more boots on the grounds and the public to stay out and things like that. Then we had, a feel-good article of the community coming together where there was some donation of food and water to the first responders. That was really endearing. And now we're getting up to day 5. What we learned when we kind of closed out this morning is that there was no scent, there was no camera footage and no scent of Sebastian at all on day 4. And that was after that they had penetrated the local area. Ground Zero had done some searches of the home already, according to a March 20th interview on Smiley's World. The stepfather had asked, are you going to do fingerprints? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? Are you going to do forensics? And he was hit with no, 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 no. And that was very concerning to me, because we do a lot of these things, and we are heavily, we always use the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children as a guide to what should be done, because there's not a whole lot of places that you can find policy that should be that should happen, except some of these nonprofits. They really hone in on this. This is what they think needs to be done, because they're the clearinghouse. They're the clearinghouse for all Amber Alerts, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. When the government agency contracts something that important out to this organization is legit. And I would definitely think that if anybody is going to do anything when they're searching for a missing child, is absolutely follow the directives of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They even have a section in there for autistic children. And I just wonder, did they refer to that? Because it just, to me, doesn't feel like they did. And, I'm sorry I harp on it and I'm kicking a dead horse. I mean, a day late and a dollar short. But it still kind of gets me, because they can still do the stuff now. I mean, there's a lot of touch DNA and trace evidence that obviously after 7 months would no longer be there. But it's very hard to get rid of any type of biological material. And that's really what the forensics really identifies, is those latent evidence, if there is any, right? The latent evidence. But how comforting would that be for all of us out here that are trying to piece this together, and it doesn't look good because the mom was the last person with this child. And in the grand scheme of things, it's usually the last person with somebody. I mean, come on, the statistics are pretty freaking high. It's not like we're pulling this out of our butt, or we want this person to be, responsible or anything like that. But think about how comforting it would be that they did everything the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children directive required, and there was nothing there. I mean, that was a close call. But when we don't even have that, you got a whole entire law enforcement shutting down, as if, it's just a weird environment that we're not accustomed to in dealing with these cases, especially ones that go on for 7 months and they have no answers. It would be so nice just to have an update of the facts of the case. And not from Nick Barris, just the top dog coming out and saying, this is what we know right now, and everything, check. And I want to just clear this up. Everything that we know to date from them, just a clear, because, all this misinformation out there, think about how good it would be if, say, like Eric Craddock came out and gave us the bullet points of everything they did, everything that's in the news that is in public information already. Not asking for new stuff, just to clear the air and get the facts on the table for everyone. Obviously, we have them in the news saying there's no video of this boy and there's no scent of this boy. Things like that. Explaining that all over again. So it's not asking for more information or integrity to the case information. It's asking to reiterate the actual factual information that's out in the public domain as is, from a legit person standing at a podium. It's just, I feel like that would just make everything so much better. But that's just my opinion. And it's not like this guy's going to listen to it, clearly. So they can't complain about the chaos going on, because in fairness, they're part of the chaos going on. Just saying.
Two major searches continue in Sumner County. One,
March 2nd.
Escaped inmates who broke out of jail last night. The other for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, who hasn't been seen in 5 days. Good evening, I'm Emily Luxon. Search crews have been out all week looking for Sebastian, a teen living with autism. Our Nikki Hauser has the latest as the whole community is praying for his safe return. Sebastian was reported missing on Monday. Now, on Friday, it's been a full week of searching on foot, in the air, and alongside bodies of water here in the county. And although we've been working to get an update, Sumner County officials say right now there's not one.
He always was smiling.
That infectious smile.
Oh, Sebastian, a ray of sunshine.
You've seen his face on billboards, all over social media, and alongside this week's news headlines. He's just a fun-loving kid. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, former teacher, and others know that smile well. From the halls and classrooms.
Do you hear the difference in the way that they speak? Yes, his teachers loved him. That was the point I was just trying to make. Do you see how wonderful they speak of him? And go back to, and we'll be hitting on those. I mean, we should have one coming up soon. We're on March 2nd, so we'll go through March 3rd, and then we'll play the March 3rd interview. And then we'll go to March 4th, and we'll play the March 4th interview. So we get a good context of everything being laid out in, timeline order, because I think it's important. But listen to how wonderful they speak, and then you go to the interviews when mom and stepdad talk about this child, and it's like, it seems like these are moms. It's just, I don't know. You guys know what I mean.
T.W. Hunter Middle School in Hendersonville. He has a great sense of humor.
My dog is moving.
Loves animals. So talented. He's extremely
burn it.
smart. He's just somebody that you would think
I'll have to adjust it after this.
And you might just see him like walking around, and you would have absolutely no idea that he had any type of deficits at all. Sumner County officials say he's now been missing for 5 days. Immediately, your heart just sinks. And Sebastian's 8th grade teacher says while he's very high functioning, she's worried about him. I'm just in a constant state of prayer, as is the rest of the community, as they watch search efforts continue to play out. Sumner County officials have spanned thousands of miles and called in a dive team to find him.
So it's heart-wrenching, and we just keep praying every day for a miracle.
Nikki Hauser, News Channel 5. Officials say as of now, they are continuing to search for Sebastian. If you want to help, you can look for him on your property in small spaces or near any creeks, ponds, or other bodies of water. If you think you might see him, call detectives, and that number's on our website, newschannel5.com.
So, that was day 5. So we learned day 3 and 4, there was no scent. They had poured over some video footage, it sounded like. They had no video footage of him. And so if we go back to the official reports, I'm not going to pull it up right at the moment. Hey, Nick, it's nice to see you. If you go back to the official reports that were coming out, like there was one on USNAM, you know what I'm talking about. There was one on, which is like the Department of Justice missing person. Then we had TBI. Then we had Sumner. But every single one of the reports that we could find all had different information about his disappearance and the time he disappeared. And I'm still very confused because based upon what we know from law enforcement is, and Seth, Sebastian's father, is the last time anybody can account for Sebastian is at the Texas Roadhouse Grill or restaurant. And that was around 6:30 when Sebastian was leaving. So all of these reports saying that, one said February 26th at like 6 or 7 a.m. at the beach school, or one said on near Stafford. One said the 25th was the last time he was seen. So it's very confusing, and those were all official reports. Those all came from our government, and they were all odd. So I don't know, did somebody, because the way it sounds, at least at the beginning, somebody would have had eyes on him on February 26th for him to be last seen on February 26th. And that's what most of the official reports said. Only one report, and I can't remember which one it is, said February 25th. Why haven't the cops identified the dark color sedan in the neighborhood reported seeing? I'm not sure. If it was early hour mornings, I know that somebody did get an Uber that morning around, I think Miss Bobby said around 5 o'clock in the morning or 5:45 in the morning to go to the airport. And so I don't know. I never heard about a sedan because it's probably Sergeant. Might be. Find out who all has I don't know. I don't know. All right. So why is that? I'll turn it this way. So that's kind of where we are on the 5th. I wonder if there's any more here that you guys would be interested in. So day 5, there wasn't really a whole lot. And then it just rolls into kind of day 6. I guess that was the Amber Alert search efforts for Sebastian continue day 6. Reward is offered. This is interesting because we heard of this reward. And I don't know whatever happened to it. I really don't. I have no earthly idea what happened. We had a $3,500 reward, that everybody was complaining that there was no reward, no reward. And then I heard that Sumner County didn't really want a reward, so I don't know if that played into it or not. But
the search for missing 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers continues to intensify. Welcome to News 2 at 10. I'm Kenley Hargett. Nashville area business owners are pledging at least a $3,000 reward for information that will help investigators find Sebastian. News 2's Vicki McGee shares their continued search efforts.
Well, the sun has now set on the 6th day of search efforts, and emergency crews are growing more and more anxious to find answers. They tell me today they hope to have some sort of new information, with people being off on the weekends, able to more thoroughly search their properties. However, we did learn 2 new developments in this case today. One, there is now a $3,000 reward in place for information on this case. The other being the Sumner County Sheriff's Office giving us a more specific window of time when they want neighbors to review their footage.
We expect to find people, so we don't expect to not be able to find that child or that parent, and Sebastian in this case.
The search continues for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. Saturday, roughly 300 people out looking for him from sunrise to sunset.
We had really hoped that today, since everybody, or a lot of people will be at home during the daytime hours where they hadn't been all week, that they would have an opportunity to search their property, search their farms. There's a lot of farmland around here.
Emergency officials ask everyone around the area to especially check creeks and streams that Sebastian may have been drawn to. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office also honing in on possibilities, asking residents to check surveillance and trail cameras.
if Seth's still in here, why did they keep saying he was drawn to these? Who gave him the idea that he'd be drawn to these creeks and water? Because from my understanding, he didn't like dirty water. He liked pools. He was drawn to, he knows how to swim. And so he would, where did the whole streams and stuff come from? Is that just statistically they were just crossing that off the list, or because they were, I don't know.
Focusing on the afternoon of Sunday,
They did.
February 25th
Okay.
through Monday morning, the 26th. Adding that even the smallest detail or movement could be key to locating Sebastian.
We've got some cave specialists that are hitting caves, and that we've got marked, and we're going through that. We actually have some more canine teams, some different dogs coming in to work with our canine.
Nashville area business owners have pledged a minimum $3,000 reward for information that aids in the investigation. What does keep you guys going through these long search days?
Oh, the drive to find him.
Search efforts will resume tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And right now they say they have plenty of people to go out and search. However, how you can help is continuing to check your property both morning and evening, looking under tarps and barns and sheds, just anywhere Sebastian could be. Of course, if you have any information in this case, you're asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND or the Sumner.
So we all know that. So, again, day 6. They have nothing. They're still requesting footage. And I could tell you, I don't know how, because there's city limits and there's like they were in the county, Sumner County area of Hendersonville, but there's country out there, a lot of country, a lot of farms, like they said. So some of those areas, I don't know, would they have, and maybe somebody from the area can tell me, but would they have internet all the way out there, or decent internet, something where they can record, Ring doorbell cameras and stuff like that? I mean, because out in Mayaca City, which is rural for us, they may have some internet coming in out there, but there for years, if they didn't have satellite, they got no internet. And satellite internet was very expensive. My son has an iPhone and he has Google Timeline. That's what I use. I'm still confused as to why they use such older picture of Sebastian and his... Actually, if you're talking about the one in the Optimism shirt, everybody thought that was a younger picture of him, but it was not. That was taken on February 24th, just the Saturday. And that was while they were at Costco. And a lot of people had thought that was, if that's the shirt if that's the photo you're talking about, that Optimism shirt was the most recent photo of him. So let me just get over here. I saw that we had some things. Sorry about that. Let's see what we got here. Oh, wow, a lot of people. Don't forget, Tori Banks, newest member of the Coffee Club. Gina Kane. Hello, BHB. What the heck? I'm not medium roast. And True Crime with Sweet Melissa. Oh, thank you. Thank you, love. Thank you. Let me move this back up. I don't want top messages. I want all messages. There we go. Trying to get this. I have one selfie stick like this, but it's old and it's like, it just doesn't have any tension on it. It just, everything kind of is so loose on it and it just falls over. So I have to use my big battery to hold one of the legs. I need to get little sandbags to hold one of the legs to keep it. That's why when Delilah moves just right by the feet, it just falls right over. So that was day 6. That was day 6. The reward was offered on day 6. Nothing on surveillance cameras. Still missing. Day 6 in search for Sebastian. I don't really want to go over theirs. Okay. Oh, and then that was the day 3. So let me open up. Give me a second, because day 3 is when we had there it is. Oops. Okay, let me find it. 3-3. Oh, that's the Duchess interview. So I'll have to go and get just bullet points on that one. But that's really all I have for tonight, guys. I'm going to be picking this up tomorrow because I've got to review some of the interviews and for the one, like the one on Duchess. It's 2 hours. We don't need to play the full 2 hours. So I'll find, I know I haven't written out all of these. So I'll find the spots that just explain that night, because the 3-3 interview is the first interview that they had ever given since their son disappeared. So that would be interesting. We've listened to it before, but can we find some new details that we forgot about? Hey, JH, Pale Rider, it's nice to see you. Everett, it's nice to see you. And so we'll go to that one. We're going to do that one tomorrow, and we're going to do 2 tomorrow to get through the process. That was 3-3. And then I think I thought there was a 3-4, but I guess there's not. There's just a 3-3 and a 3-5. So we'll do those two tomorrow and discuss them, because we need to get through it, because every time we listen to one, the story changes ever so slightly. So as we compare the information from Dutch's interview with their first mainstream media interview, then we're going to get bullet points on what changed in their story. We're going to make a list. And we'll go from there. So we'll be back first thing in the morning. I've been working on this legal paperwork. I'm going to try to get some stuff out, but I'll try to do at least a video for you guys first thing in the morning, so you'll have something to watch as you guys are getting ready. But I might be live. We'll see how tomorrow morning goes. Hey Pebbles, it's nice to see you, my love. Debutante, hopefully I said that right. I always have to catch the replays. I was excited to catch a live. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I haven't really had a schedule, because there's no point in having a schedule anymore. When we had a schedule, we just got trolled all to hell. So it's like I change it up now just to keep people on their toes. So change your bell to all. You're lucky, because I had this like on 5-day. It took me having to spit this stuff on 5-day, and I don't mind doing that. It actually worked out really well to keep the nonsense at bay in the chat. You guys don't deserve to be treated like that by people that aren't here. If it's one of us that have a disagreement in here, it's a little different than having some stranger come in. We have no idea who they are, and then all of a sudden they're just starting to talk and be, jerks and everything. So we are going to continue to pray. But I think this is good. I hope people are taking notes of important details that we're learning going back to the beginning, because I'm going to be giving you guys a quiz, and you all have to pass or I'm booting you. Just kidding. But you guys should be taking notes. And the reason why is because I'm going to need to lean on you when we have to make bullet points. I know I have some good test takers in here. We're going back to school. No, I'm just joking. All right, guys. You guys have a great night. God bless. I would show you. Well, you know what? She already knocked the camera over. Might as well. I didn't know her head was I thought that was her butt down there, but it was her head. She moved her whole body and kicked my... Will it stay up? Okay, there she is. She's popping her head out now. Hi. Here she is. There she is. She's getting so big. Oh, don't do that. Don't take my shirt. Don't take my shirt off. Good gracious. Hold on a second. Okay. She's being a little... There we go. She wasn't held right. She's got to be held a particular way for her to sit here and be good. There she is. My little baby Delilah. You gonna have a Gene Simmons? Where's your Gene Simmons? Where's your Gene Simmons? Show everybody. Oh, she's being tongue shut. There it is. Her Gene Simmons. She's too cute. I'm always on cue, right? Always on cue. I gotta tell you, this little puppy brightens my day. Yeah, she is. I don't know how I got so lucky. She's absolutely adorable. A cute little face. She can get away with murder in this house. She gets away with tearing up everything. Now, I'm just joking. You guys know that's not true. She does her toys, though. I can put her toys up within 2 seconds. They're literally scattered everywhere. And she doesn't play with them. She just likes scattering them. I don't get it. But so far, we haven't lost any shoes and haven't lost any power cords. She doesn't even mess with them. So, hallelujah, right? Hallelujah. So, free show. Well, dogs, when they start moving, they start pulling. The shirt's a little loose. I didn't want, Anyways, guys, be good, and don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, don't be trash and be kind to one another. God bless.